Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Nadia Anastasia, and today I'm going to present my research paper, the topic of designing embodied virtual agent in e-commerce system recommendation using conversational design interaction. So across the world, pandemic and also lockdown situation have forced many retailers or online shop to close their physical shop. Moreover, the establishment of this regulation also increased the measure to tighten or constrict people movement. That's why with this limited space of movement, it will encourage some kind of change in people behavior. One of the most notable change is how people shop. So maybe in the old time, people would instantly go or shop in a traditional market or supermarket for their daily necessity. But nowadays, more and more people go to online to buy any kinds of items, including the daily products that they need every day. Because e-commerce not only provide a convenient way for shopping, but they also provide a safer way for them to buy products without any need to interact with others people. Therefore, it can also help to stop the spreading of COVID-19 virus. According to the global survey, e-commerce sales is forecasted to grow for about 37.4% during this pandemic, and this is a trend that is likely to accelerate even after this pandemic ends. That's why this is a very great opportunity for e-commerce to actually utilize their feature and information to get more target user or widen their target market. One of the most common strategy that e-commerce used to help users familiarize with how e-commerce works is e-commerce system recommendation. So because not only it can help user to buy products in an easy and fast way, but it also can help to increase the decision-making quality in the e-commerce. However, system recommendation that should be used as a prefacing component to help user familiarize with how e-commerce work is not really working properly, because there are some kind of troubles that system recommended face that can actually become a trouble for shopping online activity. The problems are, first, lack of social presence in e-commerce. So e-commerce already have low social presence because it's devoid face-to-face interaction. Therefore, recommending products in an online environment without a clear strategy can actually make the persona of the e-commerce look a little bit cold, impersonal, and automated. If user already saw e-commerce with this kind of persona, it can decrease their trust toward online shopping in that e-commerce. And then the second and third problem are cold start for new user and also lack of privacy toward user data in e-commerce system recommendation. These two type of problem can actually decrease the quality of e-commerce system recommendation. If e-commerce doesn't have a good system recommendation, then it can also affect user trust toward e-commerce, because maybe user will be disappointed with how the results from the system recommendation. Therefore, if this problem still continues for a long time, it can also affect profit or maybe purchase attention for that e-commerce. That's why this is some of the significant problems in the e-commerce system recommendation. So my proposed solution to help solve these problems are to actually transform the old traditional system recommendation into a virtual agent that can chat with the users. So in this paper, I want to report how embedded virtual agent in e-commerce system recommendation can solve cold start, lack of privacy, and social presence issues, as well as achieve usability goals efficient to use, UX goal helpful, and eventually can increase user trust towards shopping in online e-commerce. And this is the overall step for the process that I use in this project. There are two methodology that I use. First is user-centered design, and second is natural conversational framework. User-centered design is the main methodology I use to guide the solution implementation process, while natural conversational framework is used to create conversation between virtual agent and the user. Therefore, the conversation can become more seamless and natural. Even though the design process in this diagram looks a little bit linear, but I took a lean approach for each of these steps. For example, before I conducting the research in the first step for this UCD, I always try to take notes, for example, like other journals regarding system recommendation and e-commerce, because I want to stay in the loop for a problem that I will be facing in this project. because I believe that there is no true end for for the great design work, because there will always be a room for improvement in each of this process. That's why I try to be agile as much. I try to be agile as much as possible in each of these steps. So I'm going to describe the overview part for each of these steps. The first one is understanding and specifying context of use. So at this step, my goals are first to define the target user. Second are to confirm the e-commerce system recommendation problem to the target user. And then the third one is to confirm usability goals and UX goals to the target user. And last is to uncover user pain points and opportunity that can be used to improve e-commerce system recommendation in an online shopping experience. And then the second step is specifying user requirement. After gathering a handful of data and insight from the first step, I actually define user behavior and then define user's pain point, and then the user behavior and user pain point will be mapped into one user requirement, and then this user requirement will also be mapped into virtual agent functionality. So therefore, the solution functionality have a good traceability to their root problems or root behavior for the user. And then in this step, I also define the environment for the prototype that I will be make, and I will take a sample for one of the top e-commerce in Indonesia, which is Shopee. Therefore, I don't have to do the research from the basics. So because Shopee already have a design language system, therefore I can use their font or color, and I can focus more on the conversational part. And then after define the user requirement, the third step are producing design solution. So after a solid foundation and a handful of data, this is the step where I try to create the design solution in more a tangible object. So the goals in this step are to create low fidelity prototype and high fidelity prototype. And this is the overview part of some of the pages in low fidelity prototype. The second thing, I also create a character for the virtual agent, because to increase a social presence in e-commerce, we need to embed it some kind of social cues. For example, like personality, character, and also voice or pictures can help user in e-commerce to feel a kind of human presence that can accompany them from buying in e-commerce. Therefore, by creating this character, it can also help to increase the overall social presence in e-commerce, because user can chat with this virtual agent and can feel some kind of presence that can help them during the buying process. And then the last step is I create the high fidelity prototype for this virtual agent. So this is the profiling flow for the profiling user in a sign-up flow. So the virtual agent can actually ask some kind of question or to gather preferences for the new user in the sign-up flow. Therefore, it can help gather new user data to avoid cold start for the new user. Therefore, when user goes into the homepage, the system can actually give some kind of products that resemble preferences for the user, because the user already set their preferences explicitly during this profiling flow. And then this is the recommendation flow. So in this page, user can directly ask the virtual agent regarding products or ongoing promo that they want to search in the e-commerce. So it is more fast and it's more convenient, because user doesn't need to go to all of the pages in e-commerce. User just need to ask for the virtual agent, and the virtual agent will answer the question by giving some kind of recommendation product. It's also beneficial to older generation user, because they don't have to understand the complexity of information and feature in e-commerce. They only need to ask for this virtual agent. And last step is evaluation. So even though this is the last step, this step actually run in parallel with the producing design solution. So after I create the low fidelity prototype, I do usability testing for the low fidelity prototype, and then I create improvement for the low fidelity prototype and develop it to high fidelity prototype. So it's kind of back and forth between producing design solution and this evaluation step. And the evaluation method that I use in all of the prototype is usability testing. And this is the parameter that I use in all of the usability testing. The first one is overall relative efficiency and time-based efficiency. These two parameters is used to measure the usability goals efficient to use. So I want to know whether my prototype already achieved the usability goals efficient to use or not. And then there's also SUS and SEQ. SUS is used to measure the overall usability of the virtual agents. And then the SEQ is used to measure the UX goal hopeful. So I want also to know whether my prototype already achieved the UX goal helpful or not. And then the last one is post-usability questionnaire. So this is a set of questionnaire that I gathered from a lot of journals regarding social presence issue and privacy risks. So I can gather insight whether my solution already can solve these problems or not. To increase the reliability of this questionnaire, I also do reliability tests with Cronbach coefficient alpha, and then this questionnaire actually passed the mark for the reliability. So it's proven that this questionnaire is reliable for me to get insight from it and to give conclusion for this variable. And then this is the final result for the usability testing. So actually we can see that the answer from a lot of participants in this questionnaire is actually near the 7 marks. So users strongly agree with that solution can actually solve social presence. They can also give clear information regarding privacy risks, and also it is more helpful rather than the existing feature in the e-commerce. And then for the efficiency, it's also efficient because according to the overall relative efficiency and time-based efficiency, it is much better. And then for the SEQ and SUS, it's also quite good because the mark is quite high. And for example, that SUS is in grade A and SEQ mark is near for the 7 marks. So the conclusion is that the conclusion for the research paper is that I uncovered that the new chat-like interaction and character for the virtual agent can actually increase social presence in the e-commerce. And second, I also gathered that profiling flow using virtual agent in the sign-up flow can help gather data for the new user called start issue, and actually can avoid no data for new user in system recommendation. And then the third things, I also uncovered that explaining privacy issue and also asking permission in the chat type format is actually more readable and more visible for the user. So the user understand better regarding the use of the data in the system recommendation and also the permission better rather than the old terms and conditions or even the paragraph format in the existing e-commerce. Therefore, eventually it can also increase user trust in e-commerce, and most of them also answer that they want to buy products using these virtual agents. So, and this is the references for this presentation. Thank you very much for this. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, thank you, Nadia Anastasia. We would like to invite all participants to ask the question to the presenters. Is there any questions? Okay, I would like to ask the questions. In Chika features, have you considered about bilingual functionality, such as in English or in Bahasa?
Thank you very much for the question. So actually, because for the limited short period of time during my research, I just focus on the sample e-commerce that I choose, which is Shopee. And then because the target user that I research is in Indonesia, that's why I create the language is in Bahasa Indonesia or not English. So it can actually reach the target user because some of my target user is actually in the older generation, like for about 30 to 50 years. 30 to 50 years. Therefore, maybe by using Indonesian language, it can actually give more information and give clear information regarding the prototype for that target user. But maybe in the future, if this for the future work, it can actually translate to English language, not only in Indonesian language. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Nadia. Okay, we have the questions from Parila Mandara. Please, Parila.
Okay, thank you, Pak Riza. Thank you, Nadia, yeah, for your interesting presentation, yeah, and also very interesting research. Yeah. Okay, I have 3 questions, yeah, regarding your research. Yeah. The first one is that you said that these virtual agents, will try to study the behavior of the users, right? In the cold start. Okay, how about the environment itself? The environment of your virtual agents can also be adjusted based on the users' behaviors. For example, your choice that choose the chicken, the chicken for the one that will get interaction with the users. Like that. You know that some of people hate chicken. Even they have phobia to the chicken. Like that. For example, some artists I know who Bensu, Bensu, some a famous Indonesian artist, very hate to chicken. He will run when he meet with chicken. Like can also this kind of the environment be adjusted based on the user's behaviors. Like that. Okay, that is my first question. And the second question is that you said that based on the questionnaires, so the virtual agent will increasing the trust to the e-commerce. I just wonders because based on my experience, me for example, to trust the e-commerce actually not trusting the e-commerce because of the interaction, but because of the product itself, the quality of the product, and what's the time the e-commerce delivered to me, it has to be what's on time, etc., etc. So even that if the virtual agent is very good, but if the quality is not good, and it is not on time, arrive to the customers, I think we will not trust that e-commerce. Okay, and the third my last question is that you said that the virtual agent will increasing the privacy of the users. Like what the meaning of the privacy? Like that. Because I think without virtual agents, the privacy is also can be maintained by the e-commerce. What do you mean about privacy there? Maybe I have some misunderstanding about the concept of the privacy. What I know is that the privacy is that what I do is not known by other people, like the privacy. So it connected to the security, like the security, the network security, for example. That's all my question. Thank you, Rizal. Thank you, Nadia.
Thank you, Parila. There are 3 questions from Parila to Nadia. Please answer the questions.
Okay, thank you, Parila, for the question. So I'm going to answer the first question, which is whether the situation can be adjusted according to the environment or behavior for the user. So why? So I think in the future it can actually change maybe according to the behavior of the user, maybe from the answer and then from the behavior for the profiling, it can actually change the mascot for the virtual agent. But for now, because of the sample e-commerce that I use is Shopee, and also in Shopee, actually they have already a mascot character which is called Choki, and that is also a chicken character. So I want to relate this character more to the original mascot of Shopee itself. So it actually can more familiar for the user who already use a Shopee application. But maybe in the future, we can actually give some kind of alternative option for the mascot character, so it can adjust the character based on the user behavior in the profiling flow. And then for the second part is user trust. Yes, I think trust for e-commerce actually depends on many variables, and I think that the functionality for the products and then the quality of the products is actually matter for the user trust toward e-commerce. But beside that, that's also some kind of variable that is depends on the interaction of the e-commerce, because for example, throughout my questionnaire, I see some answer from the user in e-commerce that they say that they don't understand how to use e-commerce, they don't understand how to chat with the agent, or they don't understand how to buy products in vendor. Therefore, by using this this virtual agent, it can help them to actually understand better how e-commerce work, and maybe it can actually build their trust to buy more in the e-commerce. So I think, of course, those variables matter, but I think interaction can also play some kind of roles in user trust toward e-commerce. And then for the last question, it is user privacy. So the privacy in this research paper mean that the use of user data in e-commerce system recommendation, because, for example, like the existing system in the system recommendation, like collaborative filtering or other than that, it actually use user data. But after I asked the user regarding their permission of this of the usage of their data in system recommendation, most of them doesn't understand or doesn't even know that their data is used in the system recommendation. So it actually can become a serious matter if the user actually want to pursue this matter, because according to the rules in Indonesia, user need to be known user need to explicit known their permission for e-commerce to use their privacy their data. So user need to give explicit agreement toward this user privacy, especially for system recommendation that they face every day in their e-commerce. That's why I want to actually solve some kind of issues in this matter by.
Sorry, time is up.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.